getting better every day is not in the same department. What I mean by that is, I might clean my shoes tomorrow, but I might leave my hair a mess. Mm-hmm. The next day, I might, fix my hair and my jeans are a little ripped. Mm-hmm. But I'm elevating something about me every single day until either everything is elevated or I elevate myself in totality. Welcome back to the show, Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons. Obviously, it's not late night tonight. It's actually during the day, and I got a very special guest, my man, Darian Ray with Mr. Xposed Media. Absolutely.
What's going on, buddy?
Man, I'm absolutely terrific. Enjoying being here with the awesome Lawsons.
That's right. That's right.
I'm enjoying this, the talks that we have already had, and just being able to enjoy each other and be able to learn from each other. So I've actually...
I will say this. So like my usual thing that I like to do is like, if I travel on the road with people on podcasts and stuff, I'm always like, I really don't want to just pull up and start filming. Like, let's go get some dinner. Yeah. So I'm sorry I didn't have dinner today, but I gave them some Gatorade.
What I'm saying is, I'm just saying, like, you see, I don't eat much already, so I should have at least got a honey bun. You know?
We could visit the pantry afterwards. But the cool thing is like you said, like we've already had pre-conversations, which I always like to get to know people a little bit before I'm like, hey, let's talk business or let's get on the show, this and that. So thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
And I think you're a super cool dude just by meeting with you past, hour, 2 hours or so?
We both wear hats. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yours is a lot cooler than mine, but I love hats. So, man, Xposed Media. Mm-hmm. You're into photography. You're into a little bit of filming, and it's great, by the way. It looks super cool.
Thank you.
What even pushed you in that direction? It was like, I'm going to start taking pictures of people.
Man, to be honest, it started so long ago. Like I said, I when I was a kid, I did photography and videography. Well, I just did photography when I was growing up, and it was smooth. I enjoyed it. I was really good at it. Little senior photographer type of things. Went to some camps, but left, school, life, back in us growing up, there wasn't really, you should be an entrepreneur.
Right.
You should take pictures for a living. It was more like photography. Ain't no way you're going to be a photographer for your life. And so, try to do the whole career thing and went about into the world. And what happened was I started another company, and I was trying to get headshots for that company. And I just felt like the packages that I was getting were either too much. I didn't agree with the quality that I felt like. And I was like, maybe I was worse than what I thought I was. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm being extremely judgmental about these professional photographers and their work. Maybe let me get a camera and see if it's just me and I actually aren't good and what they're giving me is quality work, or if it's the industry.
Right.
And I wanted to be able to offer packages, personalization, and an experience, what I deem as quality, professionalism, and timeliness to people in an affordable way, to be able to say, like, you don't have to be no millionaire, thousandaire, nothing to get quality family photos. Like, growing up, I didn't get family pictures because it was unaffordable, And I know a lot of people that don't get family pictures or get pictures on their wall because they can't afford it.
Right.
I feel like you should be able to record a memory without losing your bank.
Yeah.
And I really try to give that. And also when it goes into my sports pictures, I've been doing the same hand on knee pose since I was in preschool.
Yeah.
You got the, one knee down, one hand up, you know what I'm saying?
With the football.
Yeah, with
or
the football,
basketball.
or the basketball, or the baseball, or the glove. It's the same hand on knee pose. I'm just like, I want to give these kids something to feel good about, to be like, man, I love these pictures, and it's not like, oh yeah, that was the picture I took when I was, playing football, hand on knee.
Right.
Here we are. I just wanted to really be able to offer some quality, professionalism, and timeliness to the photography world.
That's cool. Well, maybe for the thumbnail, you can put some flaming bubbles in my hand.
Yeah. Hey, I got the stuff in the car. Let me tell you something. I got the stuff in the car.
Cheese.
Yeah. I got the stuff in the car.
I think that's so cool. I think with you bringing that element to, because I mean, seeing stuff like that's kind of rare. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
especially in the area.
Yes. Yeah. And I think with you bringing that element to that world or the photography world is cool. And it makes you and your business unique. You know, do you see a lot of that or like going around, or is it?
I initially did not. I'll say this. I initially did not. I wasn't big on social media. So a lot of people think that I copy some of the greats in the world. You know, I really do look up to Rocktown Media. That's the one that a lot of people see. Amazing guy. Shout out to you, Jason. Brad Dill with Brad Dill Sports. Same area. Awesome guy. Thank you so much for what you did for this industry in the special effects photography sportraits that we call it. But I never saw them.
Right.
I got brought by a friend like, hey, can you do some pictures like this? And just knowing photography and knowing lighting, I was like, I can throw that together. But I didn't know it was anything. It wasn't my goal to do any sports photography. I never thought about it. It was nothing that I was like, oh, I'm going to do this and went about doing it. It was kind of brought to me, and I enjoyed the reactions out of the kids. Yeah. Like,
I mean, could you imagine just like, I know if I could imagine back in the day, I was just doing the hand on the knee pose. Yeah. But if I had someone's like, hey, let me put this concoction on the end of, because I played hockey, I played basketball, and all, but if they was like, let me put this concoction on the end of your hockey stick and let me light it on fire, I'd be like, sign me up.
I bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my thing. Cause like, I initially was like, man, like, I don't know if I want to be known for this, you know, because, you know, you want to do the attractive stuff. You want to be a model photographer and you want to be a street photographer and you want to make it. But like when I got oh my gosh, I've never taken a picture this awesome before. Oh, I love this picture. Man, like something about that and being able to offer that to these kids is its own beauty. And I love it. And I try to stay as affordable as possible. You see a lot of companies like really gouge because like, oh, like, well, we know you're going to buy pictures of your kids, so we'll make it $100
right
for 5 5x7s and 2 wallet size images, you know? Yeah. And so for me, what I do is I include all digital downloads.
That's cool.
So when they purchase the digital downloads. And if they want to get prints, yeah, I would love for you to order through my site, but hey, you got the digital download. If you want to go to Walmart, Walgreens, Kroger, wherever, and print them off yourself, do that. Because I don't care to have your kid's picture. Not because I don't love your kid. Love your kids, okay? But it's not my kid.
Right.
You should be able to have access to your child's picture and not have to be like, do I get groceries today so that I can feed this kid, or do I get their picture? And so I really try to stay as affordable as possible and give that to those parents.
Funny story. So me, my wife, and then we took our mom, or not our mom. That would sound kind of weird, right? Yeah, me and my wife took our mom.
Kentucky.
I knew they were weird.
Kentucky.
But so me and my wife took my mother to Jamaica with us, okay? Just for like a getaway trip. No kids. Kids stayed with the grandma, but mom is an empty nester, was at the time, and she was like, I'll go. And I was like, my mom's cool as hell, so I brought her with us. So like the last day or two we were there, well, there was like this company on the resort that could take pictures, and me and Whitney were taking a picture with our phone by it was a beautiful backdrop. Sun was going down. Yeah. This guy walks up, he's like, hey, you want your picture made? And we're like, yeah. So he starts shooting, but you could tell he worked for that company, and he started shooting. Listen, I respect this guy. He had a killer side hustle. Yeah. Don't know if he's still employed, but if he is, he's making a killing. He was like, hey, all right, these pictures are great. He showed us, he was like, you can buy these at the tent, and he showed us their price, or you can just buy them off me now. And he had this attachment that he hooked to our phone and just put his card in. And so he paid like $100 for 70, 80 photos that we would have paid God knows how many for only a select few at this tent. Yeah. And he was like, I'll just send them to y'all right now. I'm like, all right, my guy. Yeah. I expected the hustle.
Man, it's one of those things. And I tell people like, I be hustling. Yeah. And, but I hustle in a very respectful way. Like I do like, hey, look, if you want these pictures, I know that they're going to charge you $100 for this for one 5x7. Okay. Right. How about you get all 60 of the pictures I just took for $100? And that's really the ideology. Because like I tell people all the time, I don't want your pictures. Once I take your picture, here.
Yeah, exactly. Here. Yeah.
And even something that frustrates me in the photography world is even when photographers like do it and they're like, okay, here's 6 pictures, from your photo shoot. They may have taken 100 pictures. My thing is this. My taste isn't your taste. You like a blue hat, I like a red hat. I like a red hat, you like a blue hat. You might not go and pick the same pictures that I picked. I want you to have the experience with your pictures that you want. I want you to be able to choose the pictures that you download. I want you to be able to be like, okay, can you edit this one a little bit more? Once I take the picture, it's yours. I'm not going to go in and be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here you go.
Right.
You might not like those pictures. And that also puts a damper on the photographer because like your taste is not their taste. They may have loved their photo shoot if they got to pick them.
Yeah.
But they hate it because you picked 5 of their worst looking images to them.
Right.
So it's really like on both ends. I want the client to get amazing photos. And also I want a good review. I want people to be like, man, I love the pictures that you took. They might have only loved 3. And that's fine. But if I would have never sent those 3, they could have hated my work.
Right.
And so it's all about not only self-preservation, but giving the client and the people what they want in totality. And that's just really what I'm about.
If there was something in the photography realm, that you would like to see improved or changed or different, what is something that you see that could improve? Whether that's gear, whether that is morals from people, the competition, whatever.
I truly, and it comes in a lot of industries, but gatekeeping is a very big thing in the photography world. Whether it's like, what's the best gear you should buy? It's like, well, I'm not going to tell you my camera.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you my settings on my camera or like, and it's sometimes simple. Like, hey, like whenever I'm shooting sports, what's the best settings? What's the best settings when I'm shooting a portrait? Like when I restarted, because like although I did know stuff from back then, like when I restarted, like I reached out to a lot of photographers.
Yeah. I mean, that's normal. That's what normal people do if they're in a new business. I mean, just like filming. I mean, I'm going to reach out and be like, hey, what kind of camera do you use?
I was met with so much disdain and money walls. Like, I get it. Your time is money. Hey, bro, I just asked you, should I put it at 1/100 or 1/200?
Yeah.
Why am I paying you $100 for that? And I'm not saying that like, knowledge is great.
Right.
But there's a level of help your fellow person. Because I'm not stealing from you. I'm not trying to take your business from you.
Yeah.
I just want to learn. I just want to grow in that. I've even offered a lot of photographers, like whenever I was trying to get into weddings. I've done about 6 or 7 weddings now, but when I was first getting into weddings, like I didn't want to do my first wedding by myself. That's terrifying. I'm in charge of somebody's biggest day. I got to get everything right. And I would be like, hey, can I be a second shooter, which is like, shadowing somebody on a wedding. I was like, I don't want no pay. I just want to see how you operate a wedding.
Right.
Well, no, you don't, do that, or, I don't want you mimicking my style. And I'm just like, I just want some experience. I just want some help. And so that for me would be the biggest change is like, and which is what I try to do. Like, I do teaching Tuesdays on my social media platforms, being able to teach people how to do photography and, sharing basic things. Now, if you want like a full one-on-one session, deep dive into photography, I have to charge only because I have kids and there's time that goes into it. But like if I'm on live,
if it's like a tip and trick or
yeah. If I'm on live and I'm talking about some stuff and you're like, hey, what was your setting for that picture? Oh, it was 1/200 ISO 100. I'm running that down.
Right.
So it's just like some things that it can be so simple.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's like a dog eat dog world out there in photography? Because
at times, at times, because I reach out to photographers to get pictures for my kids. I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
I reach out to them to get pictures. Okay. I reached out to photographers to get 30th birthday pictures, right? I was going to do like this cool, like 30 for 30 and do 30 photo shoots, 30 pictures from 30 different styles of photographers.
That's cool.
Like, I really thought, like, I'm going to put people on. Like, you might see a photo shoot of mine from whatever photographer, and be like, oh, I like that style.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 30 for 30, displaying their work to the world on me. I did 3 photo shoots.
Oh my God.
I reached out to maybe 30, 40 photographers, put it out publicly, like, hey, like, you know, anybody want to do a photo shoot with me? You know, send in the deposit same day. I got your deposit. I got your full payment.
What was the reason, do you think? Like, they just don't.
I really can't even say. Like, I'd be left on red, or, you know, just.
You think they're afraid of the competition or like, I don't want to get exposed? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you will. I'm just like, no. Because, like, I think it's twofold, right? I think one, it's like, oh, well, he's a competition. I ain't gonna take his picture. And it just could be a fly by night, loose leaf. But I do think at times there could be more to it. Like, I do have a large following. And if my pictures don't come out good, I do say stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am a person that calls things out. I will expose a practice or business that is not above board with their practices. And I won't do it in a rude way, but I will say, hey, I reached out to so-and-so. You know, this is how many pictures I got back. Of the 5 pictures I got back, I only liked 1. We did an hour session, and I feel in my hour sessions, I can deliver about 40 to 60 quality photos. Now, I won't say good photos. What I mean by that is your eyes are open, good composition. Just because a good picture is taken of you doesn't mean you're going to like it. So I say I do offer quality 40 to 60 quality photos within an hour session. So I don't understand how I only like 1 of mine. And that could be scary for some photographers. Like, it's not just a regular person doing a photo shoot. I mean, like, they don't want to say nothing back. You know, they don't want to be like, oh, well, I wasted my money. They don't want to try to ask for a refund. They want to be non-confrontational. And I'm still non-confrontational. It's just like, I know that this is wrong. I know this picture is blurry. So that might be a part of the thought process. But heck, I've had it very more blatant. I've had photographers, I've had screenshots sent to me of groups where photographers have talked about me and like, make sure people don't book with him. Yeah. They've reached out to former clients and be like, hey, like, you shouldn't book with him again. And I don't know what that is.
I think it's one. Do
you see that in your in like kind of like in this
I do.
space?
In certain people, and then there's you have your guys like myself and you who's like, you want a tip or trick, or I'll tell you what works for me. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but hey, if you're there's so many people that come up and they're like, my daughter's wanting to start a YouTube channel. Do it. Yeah. Start posting, because that's what we did. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, what are good days to post? I'll tell you what good days are posts that work for me. But my audience is going to be different from your audience. Exactly. But I'm gonna fill you in. But I feel like that the thing with social media is it's so big. There's enough for everybody. There's enough,
and it's just views and clicks.
Yes, there's enough.
The same people subscribing to me could be subscribing to you.
Exactly. And I don't know if it's a hashtag war out there or what, but it's like everybody just don't want you to, just like you said, it's like the gatekeeper. They don't want you to surpass them in a certain way, and I've always I've hated that since I've started this, because, and that's why I utilize this platform on the podcast. It's like, hey, come on the show, show people your talent. Let's, show the world who Mr. Xposed is, or who Tanya Lee Davis is, or these big comedians and artists, musicians. If you got a new record and you want to talk about it, come here. My audience may not like the music, but we have an audience. There might be 50 people out there that enjoy it,
And those 50 people share it to 50 others.
Exactly. And that's all it is. It's like, and I feel as if we do that as creators or artists. I think would you be considered an artist?
I would consider myself an artist
and /creator.
Yeah.
But for us to be able to do that, I feel like it just makes the industry much more better, because at the end of the day, if we don't have the competition, we're never going to want to better ourselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like, I love competition. I love looking at people that's similar to our content. And I'm like, hey, what can I do
got
different?
something in the works for that. With your help, y'all listen, photographers. Okay. I love you all, but understand something is coming. Okay. Make sure
it's going to be good.
Make sure your photo shoots.
I'm not leaking nothing.
Are on par. Okay. Go study. Okay. Study. Get your cameras dialed in, because
get your exposure together.
Yeah, get your exposure together so that you don't get exposed. Don't be overexposed. Don't be underexposed.
That's
okay. Fine. Just keep working.
I know this is completely off topic. No, Has anybody said you look like Will Smith? All the time.
I've gotten, especially back in the day, I've gotten Fresh Prince.
Certain
from that era, from the Fresh Prince era, that personality type.
That I've gotten like certain facial, like right now.
Yeah.
When you
animations.
make that, yes.
Animations.
When you make the faces and stuff, it's like, dude looks like Will Smith for real. But that's totally off topic. But anyways, I do feel as if we help each other, and I'm not saying me and you. I'm saying you and Jack, who's doing photos, or me and someone. I feel like you're just making the industry better.
You can learn from everybody, even me and you, right?
Exactly.
Even just saying like, hey, like, how do you present yourself? Like me saying like, okay, due to the rule of thirds, or due to the rule of this, or due to that, you should have this here. You should move this over $500,000. Like,
right.
You're elevating me and I'm elevating you. And I think a lot of people get so trapped in what they do that they forget that somebody else can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else can teach you something that you may know. Man, like, you're clearly so much higher than me in the YouTube world. I ain't even started my YouTube yet. And I'm still going to be able to teach you things to better your YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, there's creators that have less than me, and it's like they'll post something or this, and these are the people that are willing to help others. And it's like, and some of it is like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. But you're so wrapped up in your, like, I live in the fast lane. Yeah. You live in the fast lane. Technically, we all live in the fast lane.
And if you don't, you're rid of it.
But like, so we're so work focused on what we're doing, what we're doing next. It's like some of the easiest things that we can change or flip flop or switch. It's like, it goes past us so fast, and then you may bring it up and I'm like, oh, hell, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? So I'm a big one on helping the whole mission of this podcast, the whole purpose and my purpose. And the funny, you talked about that at the beginning. It's like, no one talked about like what we're supposed to do and what industry you're going to go in. No one talked to me about my purpose. Yeah. They always said, hey, like, what do you want to be when you get older? But what do you want to be? And your purpose of life is two totally different things.
Oh man, it's so different, man. People get so focused on what you do in the world and not what you do for the world.
I like that.
And I've gotten to the point where I tell people, I learn from everyone. Whether I'm learning something that I want to do in life or something that I don't want to do in life. That doesn't make that person any worse than me. I might be like, you know what? I'm looking at him right now. I'm never going to wear my hat backwards. I might throw that out there, you know, but for me, it's like I learned that from you. I'm able to value you for the lesson that you taught me. And a lot of people get so wrapped up in like, oh, well, you're not a lawyer. You're not a doctor. You're not this. You're not that to be able to teach me or give me intellect. No, like it's not about who you are in the world. It's about what you will do for the world. And I think a lot of people miss that. They get so wrapped up in what they do for the world as far as like what their job title is and really not like what value they're bringing to the world. Yeah. Just because you're a doctor, you could, patients might not make it on your table.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or if you're a doctor that's trying to, cure cancer or help with the opioid epidemic, you're doing something for the world. And I just think that a lot of people should look at that more about what you are doing for the world and not what you're doing in the world. And
and then expecting something.
Expecting something in return.
The whole Daniel and Jordan show is kind of based around that. And thankfully, Jordan kind of opened my eyes to that. It's like we put out the content that we do and, pick these certain words like integrity or thoughts and focus and all this stuff. We're not expecting, like, we don't get paid for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're doing it it's to remind ourselves. Like the conversations we have every Sunday is it's a constant reminder to make myself grow and make my integrity grow,
accountable.
Help my focus. And half the stuff that I put out, I have a voice diary that I call it. I put that out for myself. Surely someone might be able to take something from it.
Yeah.
And what I've struggled with a lot here lately in the past months is being able to enjoy the present moment. And it's because we're so busy and I got to get this done. I got to do that. But then I can't enjoy the time whenever I'm with my family or hanging out with my kids. Not that I'm not enjoying them. It's just like I'm focused on other stuff.
I'm thinking about all this other stuff. Man,
and I can't just focus on right now in this moment because right now, us here, this conversation is like all that there is right now.
Yeah.
Because yesterday's done. And we ain't promised 5 hours from now. You know what I mean?
What's the phrase? Yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today is a gift to God. Well,
that's a new one for me, but I like it.
Yeah, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift from God. That's why we call it the present.
That makes sense, yeah.
It's just truly being able to say, man, and I get it, because I get caught up a lot too. My son's mom will be the first to say, that man's using his phone all the time. And I really don't try to be. I be playing spades, okay? I'm playing Hero Wars. I be playing all kinds of stuff. I be in the game world, but I am with, like I said, with your help and trying to start scheduling my content and stuff like that more, so I don't have to be as present, if that makes sense, in my social media world, and just truly being able to say okay, I'm going to set this time aside to completely be in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to set this time aside to, be completely in my business. And a lot of people don't realize this is our business. Mm-hmm. And some people feel he's on a laptop all the time. I'm like,
he stays at home. He don't do nothing.
Yeah, he don't do nothing. Nothing at all. All you do is press a button for a living, Darian. Yeah. That's all you do. Press a button for a living, edit photos. But I'm if you spend 8 to 12 hours a day at your job, why do you feel... Now, I do believe in moderation when it comes to social media, but if I spend 8 to 12 hours on social media, I know that's a lot for you because you can only do it during your breaks, but I think a lot of times we do get judged for that,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just you got to let me, Bill, but I do understand the whole being present in the moment, because at the end of the day, you don't want to miss the good times for the thoughts that you have in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And that's anything. That's whether it is you are just going out on a date, whether you're just, eating with friends and family, or, having fun with your kids, because they feel that, not only, your children feel that, because to be all the time, I love my kids, man. I love being a father. It's the best thing that ever happened to my life. But there's times when I do mess up, and me and my daughter have kind of gotten this thing where I make sure that when I'm doing my edits and stuff like that, she doesn't come in and bother me. But we have this thing, once she hits 3 times where she thinks about coming to interrupt me, she can finally come in and say, Daddy, I would like some quality time.
And how old is she?
She's 7.
Oh, nice.
So, and we kind of established that when she was 5 or 6.
Cool.
Of saying, because I always kind of had my own businesses, just being able to say her, teaching her how to voice herself.
Yeah.
But also teaching those boundaries.
Yeah.
And you do have to set time aside to make sure that you're giving not only your friends and loved ones the quality time they want, but also yourself to make money.
Right, yeah, because, it's one thing to provide for your children. You know, that's where the job comes in place. But then there's one thing to provide that quality time for your children, too. And I don't know about you, but when I had my daughter, bro, I don't know what changed in me. I don't know what came over me. But the second I laid eyes on that kid, I don't know what it did to me. And I still to this day, it chokes me up and I can't like explain it, but she's so special. And the more like quality time I spend with her, I feel like I get more of like a soft side, but like, dude, I don't know if it's the innocence. I don't know if it's like, oh, this is my daughter, I feel like now I have to protect.
Yeah.
But my son, I could just throw him around, beat him up, and, you know, do what, not beat him up like child abuse. But like, I could roughhouse with him. And that's all I've had as boys, you know? And like, I have this girl who, you know, I love my wife, and I know, you know, we argue like any other, or, you know, marriage couple, but it's like, I know how a woman needs to be treated. And so I'm going to treat my daughter this way. I'm going to treat, like, even treating my wife better, which I was never like an asshole or abusive at all. But like, I feel the need to show her more of this world.
This is what I tell people, man. A daughter, it humbles you to the man. Well, first and foremost, I don't understand how men cannot be fathers. We're not even gonna go into that too far, but we'll be here all night. But man, my daughter, man, and about treating your wife better, I want to show my daughter the best version of myself. I want her to think that men are good. Yeah. I do understand a lot of women do fear men. I don't want my daughter to fear men because of me. I know it sounds bad, but you know, everybody has I want somebody else to be like staying on her life. I want someone else to make her feel like men ain't worth nothing. I never want to show her something that's not financially stable. I don't want a man to give her something that I can. And I don't mean that like in no weird way, but like, I don't want them to say, oh, I got money, so this is why you should date me. Or I got a nice car, so this is why you should be around me. Or, you know, I'm going to treat you nice. You know, your dad didn't treat you nice, but I'm going to treat you nice. I'm going to say kind words. No. Like, I'm going to be that first one. I'm going to take her to her first dance. I'm going to dance with her in the kitchen. You know, I'm going to take her to travel so that she is very well versed in being and understanding what a mentally, emotionally, financially stable man is, so that she has that view going into the dating world. I want my children to be able to say, I want man, or I want to be the man that my father is, or I want a man like my father, and be able to say that with pride, because I feel like a lot of people can't. A lot of people have to go through life searching for the father figure that they wanted, or the mother figure that they wanted, or that counterpart to cover up their trauma or emotions that they dealt with through watching that family dynamic. And that's just something that I want to try as much as possible to prevent from our daughter. And so it made me better because I had to be better for her. And so I fully agree with like something about, now I ain't gonna lie, I'm soft from a boy as well though. Now I ain't gonna lie, my son is an emotional creature. But
mine is too, dude.
He's an emotional creature. Now, his dad is too. You know what I'm saying? But like, I pushed mine out, and more so when I was younger, it was anger and talking back and being upset. You know, it was more so those, what they try to say is manually or emotions. But it's all emotions. And so my son, you know, we breathe together. So whenever he starts crying, I'm like, Aiden, do you want to breathe? Okay, in through your nose, out through your mouth. So we breathe together, okay? Like, I'm soft with him, man. I give him hugs and kisses. I'm soft. Now, he likes to beat me up, okay? Now, my son will beat me up.
How old is he?
He's 4.
Oh, nice.
My son will beat me up. My son, he wants to jump on daddy's head, punch me in the stomach, all that good stuff. But it's like, give me a hug, son. Yeah. Like, hug me. Why you get mama all the hugs? I want some hugs too, but I am soft with both of them. But it's something about it, Shane. I don't understand how men can see that. Man, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. But something about it is just beautiful, and I don't see how men can skirt those responsibilities and say, I don't want to be a father. Like, I love being a dad, man. Yeah. Love my entire soul.
I'm very transparent on here. And whenever I say like, I didn't always love to be a dad, that sounds wrong at first. Like, I'm more proud of being a dad now than I was whenever I first had my child. Yeah. And, you know, my first, I was young, you know what I mean? I didn't know what a man was. When I had, I was like in my 20s. I'm 34 now. So, but like life didn't start changing for me and I didn't change my perspective. And I was all me, up until, you know, 30 years old. And then, you know, then Layton's born. She'll be 2 in December, almost 2 years ago. It just in that 2 years when she was born, I had changed.
True.
And now from 32 to 34, it's like with my other podcast show, it's like, dude, every week I feel just like a step up and I'm more of a dad now than I've ever been in my child's life. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's going to just keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. That's the exciting part now for me, you know?
It's all, man, I know, like, it's so funny. Like, okay, so since my son's mom is going to watch this, yes, you. Okay, so I am big on, I changed from last week. Now, a lot of my people and our friends and family.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of my friends and family.
My wife will tell you that.
My friends and family do not like that.
Yeah,
like, and I will act like it never happened, okay? Yeah. Like, yeah, that's not the same person that I am today. That's not. You're talking about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, I done had a whole revelation. I done changed my religion. I done rebaptized myself, you know, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, you did X, Y, Z. Yeah, I don't even condone that person anymore.
Yeah, that was a different guy.
It's a different guy.
Different time,
world. Man. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
It's funny.
But yes, I'm big on like daily growth.
Yeah.
I think I have this thing that I say, and it's my today will be better than my yesterday because my tomorrow will be better than today. And so I just truly believe in everyday elevation.
Or at least try them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because I tell people, man, getting better every day is not in the same department. What I mean by that is I might clean my shoes tomorrow, but I might leave my hair a mess. The next day I might, fix my hair and my jeans are a little ripped. But I'm elevating something about me every single day until either everything is elevated or I elevate myself in totality. And it's people get so fixated on failing or falling down that they refuse to get back up. And I tell people all the time, like, just because you step backwards doesn't mean that you're going backwards. And you should always seek to go forward. And that's so big to me.
Yeah. And that's where like the balance of life comes in play. And I think me and Jordan and side talking with my wife, it's like, we finally cracked the code about the balance of life, and life is never completely balanced. Yeah. You just have to learn to manage it a little bit, like just like how you say elevating different stuff about you or getting better in different fields every day. I may tie my shoes today and not fix my hair, but tomorrow I may fix my hair but leave my shoes untied. You're keeping a little bit of balance there. Yeah. It's kind of a weird analogy, but that's truly it. Like you have to balance. You may get a little bit better in this department, but tomorrow I may become an asshole a little bit more than I was yesterday. I may have a bad day, but then you got to realize it. You got to see it and, pulling yourself out of perspective and looking down at yourself and realizing that you're able to understand like, man, I was an asshole. Like, let me fix this. But then this may come. It's like life is never balanced, but we just have to do our best about managing that balance and realizing where we need to pick up the slack to improve this. And we'll tilt a little this way and tilt a little this way. It's hard, man. Life's hard, but that's what it's all about. This is all a test, man.
That's all it is, man. When people get discouraged, it's really disheartening to see because I'm just like, man, this is a drop in the bucket. Like even if I fail for a whole year, if I live to be 100, it's 1% of my life that I failed. I still made an A on the test. And a lot of people get so caught up in such small moments in time. And as a blessing and a curse, I don't. Man, listen, I've been on my last dollar and spent it because I'll get it back. Yeah. And if I don't, I got like 80 more years to live, man.
There's something soothing about spending that last dollar too. I don't know about you. It's like can we afford this at the second? Yes. Do we need it? No. I'm gonna spend it anyways.
Yeah.
Something about spending that last dollar feels good.
That last dollar, I'm just like, all right. Or like, even like I'm currently in a stage of my life where I'm not trying to give finances or anything to anybody other than like my future growth. But like there was times when I'd be like, man, I got like 3 photo shoots coming up this week. Like, hey man, here's you asked me for $200. Here you go. I got 3 photo shoots coming up. Like, I'll get it back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to eat tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Man, I don't know, man. But yeah, that last dollar is something about it, man.
My grandfather always said, don't give somebody any money with the intent of like thinking they're going to give it back, because, you found out firsthand. I think we've all found out firsthand, it ain't going to give it back. And that's why you gotta take care of yourself in that sense, because unfortunately in the world we live in, everybody's out for themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you gotta take care of you and your own first. And I've lost friends, I've lost close family members because of that. But like, what's important right now is what's within these 4 walls. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell people when I'm building an empire, and when you're building a castle, you take these bricks. Yeah, integrity, love, commitment, family. I'm taking these bricks and building my empire, and I can't constantly take bricks. Here you go. Mm-hmm. You get a brick. You get a brick. You get a brick, and expect my castle to hold firm. Yeah. And I'm in the season of building my castle. I can't give y'all no bricks. I can't give you no more bricks, because I need these to build the empire that then I can bring you into it. Mm-hmm. But if you never allow me to build my castle, we'll never be protected.
Right. That makes sense.
Even if I love you, hey, look, I understand that you may be homeless tomorrow. That does suck. And I know it sounds terrible, but I have to let you go through the winter because I got to build this empire. Mm. Once this castle is built, hey, come on in. Mm-hmm. But right now, I can't destroy the foundation that I'm building for you to get to the next day. Yeah. And it's hard. It's tough.
Because I am true. Like, if you keep handing out these bricks, then are people utilizing you? Like, are they just using you at that point? To build
their own castle.
A lot of the times when people are in certain situations, there's a reason there. Mm-hmm. 90% of those reasons are self-inflicted. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, get your head out of your ass and do what you're supposed to be doing to keep yourself afloat.
They don't want to hear that.
You know what I mean? Like, dang. Like,
they don't want to hear that.
Don't just ride on my coattails. Sure, I will help you if I have the means to, but just like you say, like, what's important right now is certain things in my life. Mm-hmm. We wanted a back porch. That's why we couldn't do certain things for other people. It's like, we're trying to do stuff for us.
Yeah. I'm at the point of giving advice. Hey, look, I'll tell you how to fill out a job application. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to do some special effects work. I can show you how to spray a smoke can. Yeah. I'll show you how to make the fire if you want to do my bubbles, okay?
I want to do that.
I got you. Next one,
just let me light them.
Yeah. Like, when people ask me, when they say, explain your job badly, have you ever seen those things? Or it's like a Facebook post. It's like, explain your job badly. Oh, so I tell people, hey, I like kids on fire for a living and take their picture.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I love it. That's so funny.
Yeah, I like kids on fire for a living and take their picture. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something slight, but yeah. So man, I give advice now. Hey, let me tell you something. What you do is go down to the food stamp office and you apply. Yeah, you put your name, your date of birth. I'll help you out now.
That's so funny.
I'll help you out. I just can't give you nothing.
You're in photography. Mm-hmm. You're an artist. You're a creator.
Absolutely.
Now, what is your plans in the future with the creator world? Like, because you have a Facebook page, yes. And I see you slowly starting to put out content. Like, what do you see the content area? Like, which avenue do you see yourself pursuing?
Absolutely. So for me in the content, I want to give people a view into photography that they don't really see. Remember, that is, I want to be informative. I want to be funny. I want you to understand that every photographer is different. I'm going to have some podcast forums where I talk with wedding venues. I talk with brides and say like, hey, as a wedding venue, you having an open gazebo, it might look beautiful to the eye, but it's not beautiful for photography. Trying to work with those wedding venues to get these weddings as beautiful as possible. Talking to brides like, hey, if you have your hair down on your wedding day, understand that when you turn sideways to do the vows, all I'm going to see is hair. You're going to look like the person from, what's the little hair thing from Addams Family? Yeah, Cousin It. You're going to look like Cousin It. Understand that. That's what I see when I look at you through the camera. So it might be good for you to have your hair back. Giving tips and trips like that on my podcast.
Yeah, that's cool.
Then just being able to have like working with models, showing them not only how to pose, but how can you best prepare for a photo shoot. And I think some regular quote unquote families and people will be able to learn from it, but being able to say like, hey, on your side as a family, if you have a photo shoot booked, I think that you should also go and look and say, okay, what poses do we like? Do your studying, especially for a photographer that might not be like me. I do study my family. So I would, if you all booked a photo shoot, I would go to your page. I would see what each of you all believe is you all's good side. Whether you all do it subconsciously or consciously, I'm going to look at the pictures that you're taking. Like, okay, he's always doing it from this angle. And I'm going to try to create poses or find poses that accentuate and complement what you all already find beautiful or attractive about you all selves. But everybody don't do that.
Right.
And everybody ain't going to do that. And it's not wrong. It ain't right. It's just their preference. And so being able to inform people on how the process works, what they should expect, what good exposure looks like, and also helping photographers get better. And also some challenges, some fun challenges that I'm not going to talk about on here yet. You know, we've talked about so
a little friendly competition.
Yeah, some friendly competition, and then like doing my own challenges. Like, okay, because I use off-camera flash. I use off-camera lighting.
Now, what does that mean?
Off-camera lighting means pretty much how this is set up. Instead of having you know how like you got the camera with the flash on the camera?
Gotcha.
Literally just off-camera flash.
Gotcha.
So I might do it like where, okay, natural lighting challenge. I only use natural light. Or harsh sun challenge.
Gotcha.
I'm only taking pictures in the sun. So just different challenges.
That's cool.
Which not only is a challenge to myself for me able to be practicing the world, but other photographers and videographers can watch that and be like, okay, so if I have harsh sun, I'm going to take the tips that he said or what he did in this photo shoot to then apply it to my actual life. Or I'm going to take the tips from the natural lighting to better my natural lighting photography. Or if my flash goes down, how am I going to take pictures with natural light? So just truly being able
that would
to
be cool
do
to do. Like, dude, that would be perfect. Is what ifs?
Yeah,
like,
what ifs?
Say your only light stand fell and the bulb broke.
Exactly.
You got a whole event you about to do.
And what do you do?
What are going to happen?
Yeah.
Or what's going to happen?
So
what would you do?
Those what if? Man, honestly, quit. I'm saying no.
We're going outside.
First and foremost, you got to turn on the lights. If I don't care if it's a dance, a party, because cameras run off light. Right. Yeah, cameras run off light. We flipping these lights on. Okay, I can make it look dark in here with the camera, but we turn these lights on. Throwing an off camera, throwing a flash on there. I'd make it happen.
Just blast light, no matter where. Open shades if need be.
Yeah, we're getting light in there.
Because you can always take away. Yeah, you just can't add.
I can't add unless I got the bulb that broke. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably what I would do there. That's definitely what I would do. Nice. I have to bring in as much light as possible and make it happen.
What's so we're talking about wedding. What's like the craziest thing? Because I already know weddings can be drama fed. You know, you got your Bridezilla TV shows and stuff like that. Like, what's the craziest thing being a photographer having to deal with at a wedding?
The craziest thing is having to deal with either past drama or the photo fools.
The photo what?
Photo fools. Okay, like if they're coming down the aisle, why are you in the aisle taking pictures? You are a fool.
A photo fool.
A photo fool. You are why are you? Because you're not gonna get in trouble unless like I got a bride on my side. Now I ain't gonna lie. That's something like I used to talk about Bridezillas. I don't have a Bridezilla problem. They might be Bridezillas to everybody else, but one, I only book people that I align with, and I tell them how I am. Like, hey, I'm letting you know, me and you are on the same team. Okay? Bridal party. We are the Dream Team USA. Okay? Everybody else is our enemy. Okay? Everybody else is the opponent. So if you see Grandma Sue I, as the photographer, am not going to go grab Grandma Sue because then she can be like, oh, leave a bad review. But you, Auntie Joe, are going to grab Grandma Sue and say, hey, you in a photographer's way. So I make sure to set up where I don't have too many problems. But I've had cousins and friends jump out and give big hugs as they walk down the aisle. Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're messing it up for the person paying for the moment.
I hate cameras in general at weddings. I saw something where they should have like a 20 photo limit, but like I don't even like that because like you really don't want to look at your wedding pictures and see.
Yeah, people.
You really don't, and it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't. Then another pet peeve of mine is the pastor not moving, like for the first kiss. Oh my gosh. Because if you think about it like this, if the pastor doesn't move,
he's stuck with you for life.
He is
as long as y'all are married.
Together forever. Together forever. And then, so I have like a little bit, like I said, to prevent this, I have like a little procedure for it. I plan the entire wedding. I'm the wedding planner, okay? I'm sorry. I plan the entire wedding. So I'm like, hey, when they say kiss the bride, y'all gonna look into each other's eyes lovingly. Y'all are gonna say, I love you. You're gonna say, I love you. Then y'all gonna kiss. Pastor, by the time they get done with that, you need to be out the way. Like,
yeah.
I'm giving you plenty of time.
Slide to the left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but whoo, it'd be the people that be in the way.
Before we finish up, what's the best part about your job?
Oh, the smiles.
Yeah.
Man. Because I interact with my client.
Right. Oh, clearly. I mean, you got a personality.
They're my best friends.
Yeah.
When listen, I will call my clients. Every wedding that I've done, they are my friends. At least in my delusion. Hopefully y'all are my friends. But in my delusion, they are my friends. Okay, like I will hang out with my brides. Like, well, not my brides, okay? Time out.
Turn up.
Husbands too, okay? not just hanging out with the brides, hanging out with the husbands too. All right, get that right.
The Auntie Joes and the Grandma Sues.
Yeah, hang out with everybody, okay? And man, I've been invited to cookouts. I've been invited to family reunions, like because I understand that forever I'm going to be your wedding photographer. Mm-hmm. You want the people that you love and care about at your wedding, and now I am at your wedding. So now you better love and care about me too.
Right,
so,
right, yeah. Man,
and I want to support your wedding. I want to be able to give you all photo shoots for years. I want to do photo shoots of your kids in the future. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to, be like, oh man, I got to watch their first baby. Yeah. I got to take the first baby's pictures, their first kid together, the first graduation. Like I want to be a part. Mm-hmm. So it's building those relationships and just truly being able to have a good time. Like I enjoy the smiles, and that when it comes to sports photography, the kids are like, oh, I just got exposed. Like they love it. They love it. We have a good time. So that's the blessing of it. Seeing the smiles and being able to create a larger family for myself and
creating a community,
man. Just I love it. I love the community that I'm building and the people that are in it.
Yeah. I love it, man. That's the best part about it is, obviously the smiles are a great takeaway, but like the relationships and the rapport and just building that community of people that stand behind you. It's like you could, come out with a hot sauce and they're going to buy it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all about relationships for real. I mean, you can literally do whatever.
Rebranding becomes easy. You know what I'm saying? Like you want it to rebrand. Like it's like these people actually care about me, my family. They ask, man, listen, I have clients ask about my kids, and it's not like no weird. Like, it's like, oh, how, because like my son, he loves to be in photos.
That's cool.
My daughter's fed up with me at this point. She's lived long enough to be fed up with my pictures. But my son, he's like, he'll do I have like a little remote control to turn off my smoke and turn it on. So he's my button presser.
Oh, nice.
So he turns it on and off. And so he's there and he's running around. And he's like, he'll run through the smoke and he's like, can I take a picture? And he'll take his picture. So
does he end up in any of the other family's photos?
Listen, I can show you. Yes. Yeah. Don't worry. We're going to. thumbnail. But yeah. So he'll take pictures with my clients, and
That's so funny.
they'll take pictures with him, and he does it all the time. And
That's cool.
or like I have to edit him out the background.
Yeah.
Like if he's running through the smoke while I'm taking the picture in the front, I have to like edit him out the background.
Put a little cloud here to cover him up.
That's exactly what I do. Clone stamp, erase him. I'm telling you, it's
That's so funny. That's
so
cool, man.
I love that.
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming over,
Hey,
man.
truly my pleasure, brother.
And not just
it was great meeting, man.
not just the podcast, but the side conversations. Conversations with the wife and kids. And I think you're a great dude. I'm excited for you to take our family photos.
Oh, I can't wait.
We don't have any. I mean, I have one. I think we took on a tripod with a timer on a cell phone.
That's how we start.
The next thing will be just when you go from a beater car to like a Lambo.
Yeah.
That's going to be the upgrade.
This is going to be.
So I'm excited.
You're going to have a whole yacht.
I'm going to have a family photo with flames.
Yes. Everybody gets
Have you
flames.
done that yet?
I have done where the family took a photo and then added flames to it, but I haven't got to do a full. He's going to be the first.
I want to hold my kids and put bubbles on them and we light them.
Yeah. Talk to our insurance company.
You have to sign this waiver.
Please sign this waiver.
But it's been fun, man. It's been awesome getting to know you. And the cool thing is like, this podcast is great, but the relationship afterwards is even better. Like anytime I have people on here, we stay in touch. Like you got my number, like stay in touch with me, questions. I know I'm going to be in touch with you about my stuff. So utilize me. I love to teach and coach and give tips and tricks. And
you're going to hate me. I'm busy, man. Dang,
you hit the ground with your feet running, man. But it's been super fun. Before we go, social medias, how can I get in touch with you? And we'll also link them in the description.
Awesome. Social medias right now. Facebook, Darian Ray. That's DARIAN space RAY, Ray. Our business, if you want to book us, if you want to have us out for pictures, family pictures, anything like that, it's Xposed Media. No E, just like the shirt. XPOSED MEDIA. Big X, okay? Grammatically incorrect. We don't spell correctly around here. No E in the front. Xposed Media. Also on Instagram, _Xposed Media. Coming soon. YouTube. Be on the lookout. Mr. Xposed Media. Can't wait to give y'all some content there as well. So, yeah, Xposed Media, _Xposed Media. So, reach out to us, Darian Ray on Facebook, if you want to be able to follow me personally. Enjoy the content that I put out there, the personality, DARIN space Ray. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to another episode, Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons. As always, don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. Turn on all bell notifications. That way you know every single time we post brand new content. And if you're not subscribed, do us a favor and yourself and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.
Absolutely.